Are you gonna be glad that you clicked on that thumbnail today? You're gonna be so glad you checked out this video because today we're making caramel apples. I'm Dave, you're watching Dave's Taste Buds and welcome back. Look, it's fall and fall's not complete without caramel apples. And I'm gonna show you how to make homemade caramel sauce today.
I'm pretty excited.
Let me tell you something. Have you ever tried to make these and the caramel just slides right off? I'm gonna show you the tip to make sure that that doesn't happen. So first of all, let's go over our ingredients. For this recipe, it's really easy too. We're talking apples, obviously, brown sugar, corn syrup, butter, a little vanilla to make the actual caramel, and then you just dunk them in whatever you want. So now that we know what we need, I'm gonna show you how to make them. So this may sound a little crazy, but the key to making caramel apples is getting that waxy film off of the apple. Because if you don't, your caramel's gonna slide right off. Unless you use these. I mean, this is decent. They sell them in the stores. It's so easy to do. You throw it over your apple, you throw it in the oven, and you're done. But we're making them homemade today. So let's get that wax off of the outside of your apple. I'm using Granny Smith's today. They're tart, so I like to use these because the tartness offsets the sweetness of the caramel. I think they're the best. Use whatever you want. Macintosh, Red Delicious. And don't worry if, they have a couple of blemishes on them. Blemishes are fine because they're gonna get covered with the caramel. Just make sure they don't have any real bruising to them. I got these cool wooden sticks off Amazon for really, really short money. Check out my link below to my Amazon store. You can find these and all kinds of other great stuff on there. We're just gonna get our sticks into our apples. You could also use popsicle sticks, but I mean, these pointy sticks, yeah, they're so much easier. Huh? How's that for some technique? This one's a little off center. I don't like it. You're going right in the middle. There we go. So the trick to getting this wax off, back to the important stuff. Get yourself some water that's just about boiling. You're gonna dunk your apple right in there. Take it out. You could also go to the store and get some of that veggie wash. That would certainly do it. And we're gonna wanna give them a really, whoops. How am I gonna get that out of there? There we go. I mean, we don't wanna cook our apples. And then make sure you're really diligent with this process, because if you're not, you're just gonna run into issues later on that you do not wanna run into. See that? I mean, you can't tell, but the shine is really still there, but the wax is completely gone. So I'm gonna finish getting the rest of these cleaned up, and then we're gonna make that sauce. So now that we have all of the wax off our apples, we're gonna go ahead and start making our caramel. Butter going in. We're gonna melt this butter down. Now, you're gonna wanna have a nice, thick bottom and sided pan, because it's just gonna work better, because if the pan gets too hot too fast, you could scorch it. It's tougher to keep at a better temperature range, which is anywhere between 235 and 240 is where you're gonna wanna be. So if you have one, try to use a thick pan. And when you're gonna do your stirring, I like to just use a metal spoon for this. A wooden spoon I found gets really sticky and it's just harder to clean. You can certainly use it, but I always go with metal spoon when I do this. And you're gonna wanna have a candy thermometer nearby, just because that temperature range is, now look, I mean, this is the good thing about cooking. It doesn't have to be exact. I mean, it's not like these aren't gonna work if you don't have it at exactly 235, but it's just the recommended temperature. If you don't have a thermometer that's gonna tell you that, just do the best you can. You'll see when it's simmering and kind of how it boils a little bit. Butter. Once we get that just about melted, now all of the ingredients and amounts are gonna be in the description below, so check it out. So our butter's melted. So we're gonna go in with our brown sugar. This is dark brown sugar. That was 2 cups. We got a cup of light corn syrup. Karo syrup is the most typical one you're gonna find in the store. It's kind of like saying, go get me some Kleenex. So when you say corn syrup, it's probably gonna be Karo syrup. Give that a quick little stir. We're gonna adjust our heat a little bit already. And it's already starting to build that rich, silky caramel. I mean, right now it's literally just butter, sugar, and syrup, so it should look like that. This is a can of sweetened condensed milk. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put that in. Beautiful. So we're gonna wanna keep constantly stirring this. We're gonna wanna keep this moving. We're gonna stir that condensed milk in. Look at that. Oh yeah. Just gonna keep stirring, make sure all that gets combined. And you're gonna wanna try to avoid getting a lot of the caramel up on the sides of the pan because it's gonna be a thin layer that gets stuck to the side and it's got a better chance of getting scorched. So we don't wanna do that. We just wanna make sure we keep this moving, get it all stirred up.
Well, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here.
Now we've got our thermometer in here. We're looking at 193 and climbing fast. Just gonna keep it stirring. And you'll see it just really start to pull together.
5 minutes later.
There we go. We're just gonna let this simmer. We've gotten to 230, which is pretty good. If you don't have a thermometer, just take a look at how this looks. Looks combined, looks smooth. Once it gets to our 230, 235-ish, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pop it off of our heat. Get our heat out of the way. Ooh, don't lose our spoon. Slide this on over. Then we're gonna take our vanilla. We're gonna put it in there. Then we're just gonna slowly stir. And as it starts to cool, it's just gonna really come together. You can tell how sticky this is. So while this is cooling down a little, get yourself baking rack, something that you can put some parchment paper on. If you don't have parchment paper, you can always spray it down. Something to just make sure that the apples don't stick. There you go, those feel good. Looks like we've gotten the wax off of these. Very nice. Now, I'm gonna leave some plain, but I'm also gonna use these tiny Toll House chocolate morsels. I mean, that's what I'm gonna use. You could use crushed up peanuts, you could use sprinkles, you could use a lot of different things. In fact, if you wanna comment below, let me know what you like to use. So take a look at this caramel sauce. Smooth, silky, nice and sticky. I'm gonna just set this spoon over here for now.
Let's get down to business.
So now that we have our apples all cleaned off, we have our caramel all ready to go, then it's just a matter of getting them dipped. Whoa, I almost dropped it. So we just want to tilt our pan a little bit just to make sure we get good coverage. Throw it in there, give it a little twirl. Make sure we get nice coverage. A little twirl as you take it out. Run the bottom right on the side of the pan and right onto your wax paper. And now it's just, Now we're just gonna get these all done. You can leave a little extra on the bottom if you like it to kind of give you that extra bit of caramel down the bottom. But see how we got our apples nice and clean so it's not sticking? We'll do one more like this. I'm only going to let this sit for a couple of minutes. And while it's still sticky, I'm going to go ahead and look at that. You just tap that right on your morsels, your sprinkles, your peanuts, whatever you want to do. And that is delicious. Take a look at that. Put that right back on there. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get the rest of these coated, and then comes my favorite part, and we're going to taste them. Like, subscribe while you're waiting. All right, we've done it. And now it's time for my favorite part. We're going to taste them. We've washed the apples. We've made the caramel. We've dunked them. We've let them cool in our refrigerator for about 20 minutes just to make sure they're nice and solidified. So I'm going to taste them. I'm not going to pick it up and try to take a big chunk out of this thing. Nobody wants to see me do that. I'm just going to cut a slice off. Oh, yeah. Oh. Let's go. You got the tartness from the apple against the sweetness from the caramel and certainly the chocolate morsels, and it's just perfect. So thanks for watching till the end. I got a great video up here you're gonna wanna check out. I got a bunch of videos down here. I got the thing to make it super easy to hit subscribe, so please do that for me. Leave me a comment about what your favorite part about fall is, what you like to put on the outside of your caramel apples, or if you like to have them plain. Just leave me a comment. So like, subscribe, leave me a comment, watch these other videos, and once you're done doing all that, go cook something.